Welcome back to another episode of What Jesus Said. In today's text, when Jesus talks, he's going to be challenging us to question whether or not we truly are following him. If you haven't opened up the text yet today, please do so right now. Pause this video, go to the links below, and dissect this passage and share with us what you thought. What are some things that stood out to you? What were some things that spoke to you personally and challenged you to be more like Jesus? So let's go ahead and read our passage now and ask these three questions. What stands out in the text? What are some reoccurring phrases or themes? What about them? What did this passage mean to the readers back then and the people in this story? And what about me? How can I apply Jesus' words to my life today? While walking by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Immediately they left their nets and followed him. And going on from there he saw two other brothers, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in the boat with Zebedee their father, mending their nets, and he called them. Immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. So let's ask the first question. What stands out in this passage? Well, first and obviously, the idea of being fishermen. Fishing is a key theme throughout this passage. It's a key theme both as a profession and as a metaphor. Jesus was talking to these men who were fishermen, and he was asking them to come after him. But also it's a metaphor because he goes on to say, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." Fishing is obviously a key part of this passage. But also action is a key theme. Verbs are used throughout the text and are used to make a powerful point. Jesus said, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." Look at all these words that are used over and over again. Leave, follow. These men followed Jesus, and even Jesus himself said, "I will make you." Action. All these words of action are scattered throughout the text. And that's about all I want to touch on, because this is a very simple passage. But again, what are some things that stood out to you? We could go on, but those are the two key themes that I see in this passage. Let's ask the second question now. What about them? The readers during this time, remember, Matthew is writing to the Jews. And what about the people in this passage itself? Well, fishing was a key part of that culture. Yes, we like to fish today as a hobby, but back then, fishing was so important. It was a part of their daily lives, and it was a key food source as well. I don't think many of us could say that fish is a part of our nearly daily diet. But for those in the Palestinian region and the Mediterranean region, it was very close to that. Jesus knew that the idea of fishing would be very close to the listeners. And not only that, he was talking to fishermen himself. So this is very important for those people in this passage. We start to see Jesus' finesse when it comes to talking to people. He knew how to touch their hearts with his words. And he was using these words as a metaphor. Follow me and I will make you fishers of men. Second, we must understand that Jesus' words are actually directly to these men. These, as we know them, apostles. So they weren't specifically speaking for you and I. They were for these men who are going to go on a great journey to spread the gospel, to be fishers of men. But with that said, we need to understand that we can combine all of these words in this text with the rest of Jesus' words throughout his life, and we realize that this applies to us as well. These words, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men," definitely can benefit us in our lives if we follow it. Now let's go on to the third and final question. What about me? What do Jesus' words do for me today? Well, first off, I should focus on what I can do. Those two action words, leave and follow. We need to follow Jesus Christ. And since he used fishing as an example, as a metaphor, I want to use that right now as well. All of us learned how to fish by watching someone. We didn't learn it on our own. We all learned how to fish by watching someone important to us. But when it comes to fishing, sometimes when you approach it as a child, you have these different ideas. If I just throw the line in, I'm going to catch something. But over time, you learn that you need to put bait on. And then even more so, you learn different types of bait for different types of fish by following someone's example. So in essence, you have to leave the old ways of your childhood behind, and you need to pursue the example and follow the example of someone else to become a better fisherman. So what can we do in this life? We need to follow Jesus and look at his example and try to mimic it in our life. Leave those old things that bring us down and follow his example. Follow Jesus and leave all that we have behind. But there's something else we need to focus on as well when it comes to Jesus' words. He said, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." You see, we need to focus on what Jesus will do in our life, what he will make of us. If I am truly following Jesus Christ, then I am going to love people. That's what Jesus is saying. Have you allowed Jesus to make you a fisher of mankind, of humans? Have you allowed Jesus to transform your life and transform your heart? Because Jesus is the only one who can turn this bitter heart into a heart that loves people. That's what it means to be a fisher of men. Yes, these people, his disciples, apostles, they left all that they had. They left their occupation and everything to follow Jesus and pursue him in the mission field. Does that mean that we need to do the same, that we need to give up all that we have, that we need to let go of our current jobs and go into the ministry field? Maybe for some people, but not everybody. But we do need to leave those things that hold us back from loving people, from being fishers of men, by being servants to mankind, by trying to live a life that lifts other people and brings ourselves down, just like Jesus did. We need to be followers of Jesus, and he will make us. He will transform our life to become fishers of men. We need to focus on what he will do in our lives. So follow Jesus. Leave those things in the past that hold you back from being like Jesus, and wait and watch as he makes you a new creation, a person that genuinely loves people. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, please share it with others, and come back next week as we listen to more of what Jesus said.